So, bro, one of the books that has most changed my life and most improved my life is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It has completely changed how I approach socializing, talking to people, trying to interact with people, basically. Not just in making friends, but also in trying to convince people to my way of thinking. Like when I send emails, I'm always thinking about the principles from this book. When I talk to people, I'm always thinking about the principles from this book. When I'm applying to stuff, this book literally can be applied to so many different social situations. Now you might think it's weird, like reading a book about social skills, like, talking to people. Everyone can talk to people. Why? It's kind of weird learning about social skills, learning how to interact with people, right? You might feel like you're a loner if you do that. But the reality is, everyone is just kind of like average in their ability to interact with other people. Social skills is literally a skill. Like playing tennis, social skills is a skill that you can level up, that you can get better at. Like video games, you can get better at video games, you can get better at social skills. And unless you've been raised in the perfect environment, then chances are your social skills are average at best. So yes, having some intention and improving your social skills will improve your relationships, your existing relationships, and it will give you more relationships with more people. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want more friends? Who doesn't want deeper relationships? So I think working on your social skills is really important. And this is one of the books that has most revolutionized my social life. In fact, this is like probably one of the only books that I ever really need to read when it comes to social skills. So in this book, I'm going to summarize the top points that I got from this book, the top insights that I got from this book that have most helped me. So point number 1 that I want to talk about is become genuinely interested in other people. So you might not realize it, but when you're talking to people, having conversations with people, you might be trying to impress them. You might be thinking, oh, I hope they like me. I hope they find me interesting. I hope I talk in a way that doesn't bore them. I hope they like me. And what this principle is saying is that that's the wrong way to go about it. You don't think about trying to make them interested in you. You instead think about trying to become genuinely interested in them. And there's this quote that I really like from this book. It's, you can make more friends in 3 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 3 years by trying to get them to become interested in you. So actually, this principle gives us a lot of relief because we don't have to be that really interesting guy trying to win everyone over. All we have to do, according to this principle, is just become interested in other people. So, which type of person would you rather talk to? Would you rather talk to the guy who's always like talking about how interesting his life is? He's like talking about all these boats he has. He's talking about all his really interesting hobbies, all the stuff he really likes. Or would you rather talk to someone who is like really interested in you? They're asking you a lot of questions. They're making you feel really special. They're making you feel like you're interesting. That type of person is way better to talk to, right? So become that person for other people. Become that person that's interested in other people. And there's a part of this principle that's really important. It says, become genuinely interested. So don't just pretend to be interested in other people. If they're talking about their turtle collection and you don't care about their turtles, don't pretend like, oh, bro, yeah, tell me more about your turtles. I'm so interested. But try to find a way, try to actually change your mind to actually genuinely become interested in people. Now, I used to think people were really boring. Like, oh yeah, I don't care about people. They're so lame. Like, I don't care what you did last weekend, bro. And that's something I've been trying to actually find people interesting. So when I talk to people, I try to see them as like, it's going to sound weird, but see them as like an alien. Like, a person that has their own interesting traits, their own interesting ways of doing things. Like every person is really interesting in their own way. Like they have really unique ways of doing things. Like I have this friend, I won't say his name, I'll call him Joe. I have this friend Joe. Like I'm just thinking about him now. The way he like approaches humor, he has a really unique way of approaching like failure, and it's really funny. And he has a really unique way of approaching like stressful situations. I don't know, but like everyone has their like really unique aspects about them, or they have really unique things that they're obsessed about. And if you can become that guy who finds the person they're talking to the most interesting person in the world, if you can make someone feel like they are the most interesting person in the world, that is how you get them to love you. Because the reality is everyone's interesting in their own way. On the surface, everyone might seem boring, but that's because a lot of people just have really bad conversation skills and they don't know how to express how interesting they actually are. So make it your responsibility to become interested in them and try to find out what you genuinely find interesting about them. So that's principle number 1 that I really like. Principle number 2 is never criticize, condemn, or complain. So humans are very emotional creatures, right? If you criticize them, even with good intent, like you're trying to improve them or you're trying to give them genuine feedback, if you criticize people, the majority of people will get defensive and they will try to justify their way of doing things. It's just natural human nature. When you criticize people, they get defensive. They shut off thinking about what you're trying to say, and they try to defend themselves. Because when you criticize people, it ruins their pride. It ruins their sense of importance. So if you want to convince people to your way of thinking, if you want to make friends, then reduce the amount that you criticize and you complain. Because there's a lot of people out there, when you talk to people, they're always criticizing you. They're always like complaining. And even if they have good intent, even if they're trying to give you positive feedback, it's just kind of negative to talk to them. Because they're always trying to like bring you down. They're always trying to find the negative in every situation. And you don't really, so for example, if I'm trying to convince someone of a point that I'm trying to make, rather than saying you're wrong, I will say, I won't bring up the fact that they're wrong. I'll just try to I just won't even bring it up. Because if you bring up that they're wrong, they're going to shut off. They're not going to be thinking about what you're saying. Okay? So that's point number 2. Never criticize, condemn, or complain. Now, point number 3, I bring this point up because this is probably one of the techniques that I'm worst at in this book. Point number 3 is smile. Now, I'm really bad at this. I try to smile in my videos, and sometimes in my videos, for like the first 30 seconds, I'm like smiling. But then as the video goes on, I'm getting more and more serious. Like I'm talking about a really fun topic and I'm like really serious. I'm like, yeah, and I love my children. They're the best in the world, So what I realized is that smiling is a skill. Like when I'm at a social event and I'm smiling, I'm genuinely happy and I'm smiling, I find people are much more receptive to me. It really spreads. It makes you seem more approachable and much more nicer to talk to. Because you might feel like you're really uncomfortable in social situations and you don't know how to feel more comfortable. But here's the thing. Other people are feeling that as well. And sometimes talking to people is not about just you feeling comfortable. It's about making them feel comfortable. And when you're smiling when you talk to people, they feel a lot more comfortable. And they feel like there's a lot less pressure on them. And so smiling is genuinely overpowered. It makes people just feel much more receptive to you and friendly. But how exactly do you smile? You can't just fake a smile like this. People can really easily see a fake smile. If you're like, yeah, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. They can see a fake smile. So actually, the real way to smile is to actually think happy thoughts. Because if your mind is happy, it expresses in your body. So if you want to smile on command, you got to visualize happy moments in your life. Now, of course, this is a skill. Like, it might start that when you're smiling, you manage to smile for like 30 seconds, like me. But over time, you can improve and you can get better at smiling. And eventually your default face will just become a smile. Like for me, my default face is just this, like resting bitch face, I guess. People tell me that I'm never smiling. So this is like something I really want to work on, because I just want to be naturally smiling. Like even in these videos, I try to make a bit of an effort to smile more. So that's why I bring this up. Point number 3, smile. And technique number 4 that I want to talk about, in my opinion, this is the most overpowered one. This one is really important. It's give honest and sincere appreciation. So this book talks about humans have needs, right? They need water, they need food, they need survival, they need all these things. And there's one need that is not really talked about. Humans need appreciation. Humans want to feel a sense of importance. They want to feel appreciated, right? Like criminals, why do they attack people? Why do they do that? Criminals, why do they commit crimes? A lot of the times because they want to feel important. They feel they were bullied as a child and they want to feel a sense of importance. So they do that by committing crimes, and they're on the news and they're feeling important. People are starving, they want importance, they want to feel important. So if you can be that person who gives genuine, sincere appreciation to other people, you will make them love you. It's like you're giving them that need that they are deprived of. So a big way to do this is just through like compliments. Like genuinely express things that you like about people. So like when you're meeting someone, you might have a lot of positive thoughts about them. Like you might be thinking like, oh, I really like their shirt, or I really like this person's vibe. He's really positive. I love his energy. This point is about getting better at expressing that. Like with smiling, complimenting and giving appreciation to people is a skill. At first, you're going to suck at it. It's going to be really hard to compliment people. You're probably going to give fake compliments. Like you're going to say like, oh bro, I love your hat. But in reality, you hate their hat. So like with smiling, giving appreciation is a skill. And you just got to get better at it over time. You can even practice it. Like when you're walking around, like sometimes I'll just walk around and I'll look at people and I'll just think about things that I genuinely like about them. And then it's just a matter of expressing those things in conversation. Now you're gonna fail sometimes. You're gonna give a compliment that's clearly fake and the person's gonna see it. Or you're gonna give a compliment that actually offends them, right? But again, it's a skill. Over time, accept that you're gonna fail sometimes. You're gonna try to give appreciation, but it's gonna fail. But you just gotta have faith that you are spreading more positivity than negativity. So even if you want to have this mindset that even if you give a compliment or appreciation and it comes off badly, it's all about the intention. You are trying to spread love. So how can you be condemned for that, right? Bro, like your mother. Maybe your mother has been working really hard in your house and no one's complimented her. You guys just eat her meals and you don't compliment her for the work she's done. Bro, go right now. Go give her a hug. Go say thank you, for everything. Make her feel loved. Give her appreciation. Because deep down as human beings, we all crave appreciation, bro. We're dying. We're starving for appreciation. And most people, the reality is, most people are lonely these days, bro. So if you can be that person who's giving them appreciation and giving them the other points in this video that I talked about, bro, you're going to make them feel so special. You're going to get them addicted to you, bro. So that's what I'd say, bro. But again, remember, social skills is a skill. You need to practice it. Have one of these points in your mind when you're going into social situations and practice it. Try to improve it. Over time, you're going to get better at these skills. Thanks for watching, bro. If this helped, subscribe, give a like, or give a comment if it didn't help, if you hated it. Thanks for watching, bro.